When we begin with the Quran, we have some videos already on this, but I wanted to mention a few things. One of the classic books that you can look at is called Al-Itqan fi Ulum al-Quran of Imam Al-Suyut. And he talks about those from the Sahaba radiallahu anhum that memorized the Quran. So the first thing we want to show, unlike the Bible, I challenge any Christian, Catholic, Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, whatever background you may be from, to show me historic evidence of a single person that was alive at the time of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam that had memorized the entire Bible. A single person. And we cannot find such. So I would like to present here today some of the research that Al-Suyuti has presented and others to show the preservation of the Quran first and foremost through the memorization of the Quran during the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, peace and blessings be upon him. Imam Al-Suyuti writes that Uthman ibn Affan, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, Ubay ibn Ka'b, Zayd ibn Thabit, Ibn Mas'ud, Abu Darda, Abu Musa al-Ashari, these were from the memorizers of the Quran at the lifetime of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And including from that are Abu Huraira, Ibn Abbas, Abdullah ibn Sa'ib, and Ibn Abbas radiyan, who also mentioned from Zayd and others, that many of them, they had students from the Tabi'un. So here we have 10 plus Sahaba that we've mentioned. Now, Suyuti's work is a later work. So there is no doubt here. And this was done the year after the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as an actual book. Then that book was copied during the time of Uthman ibn Affan radiyanhu, standardized. This is still the first generation. We are still not even a few years after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the first generation that was standardized and sent out to the different parts of the Muslim world. Now,
so the Muhammadan, they have a lot of videos, if you search online, and they are responding, I don't know, to me, to who, I don't know really, proving the Quran was preserved, or respond to Christian. Interesting. There is a Muslim website, just in one page. This is a Muslim website. And this is one book. And this is written by Imam Al-Suyut, which is Mimi Hijab. He mentioned his name in one video at least maybe 50-60 times. How many times? At least 50-60 times. All of those 57 times in his book. 57 report of corrupting the Quran. This is just in one book, and the name of the book, Al-Itqan fi Ulum al-Quran. Like Itqan, like, let us say translation, to learn so good about the science of Quran. If I use Google Translation, and I can do that in front of your eyes, this is Google browser. Translate into English. Hadith mentioned, the translation is not coming really accurate, the corruption of the Quran. 57 report. By who? By Al-Imam Al-Suyuti. The translation here translating the word Itqan as imperfection of the science of the Quran. If you read from the first like one in the top, from Ibn Umar قال, he said that the one of you, he says, I have all the Quran. The one of you says, which means in general, he says, I have the entire Quran. The fact he does not know it all. A lot of the Quran is gone. Do you see it? This is first report. Second report. Third report. Fourth report. Sixth report. 7, 8, 9, 10, blah, 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 blah. All of this is stories. All of those are report. The whole page is flooded with hundreds of verses missing in the Quran. In fact, in one chapter alone, if you go to the second report, or the third report in the page. It says here, in the authority of a blah, 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 in the authority. As you see, all of those are people of authority in Islam. Those are not potato, tomato. This is not a guy in YouTube, his name is Mimi Hijab, and not the other girl, her name is Lili Dawa. Those are people of authority in Islam. They are saying how Al-Ahzab was counted, the chapter of Al-Ahzab. I said it is 72 verses or 73. We say they are not even sure. He said it were the same as the chapter of Al-Baqarah. The same what? The same size of the chapter of the cow. You know, the original of Islam is a Hindu religion, as you know. And that's why Muhammad, he have a lot of things about the cow. How many verses are missing in one chapter alone? Even Aisha herself, she said the same. That the chapter of the cow used to be equal to the chapter of Al-Ahzab. And yet those Muhammadan, they go and they made tons of articles about and videos about the preservation of the Quran. Well, isn't it? This is your books. Aren't they those your scholars? Is Aisha is a liar? Is Aisha the wife of your prophet, Muslim Sunni? You know, the Muslim Sunni, they worship Muhammad, and anything that slept with Muhammad is like holy for them, just because she opened her legs for Muhammad. If you read with me here, it says, Aisha, she said. Who said that? Aisha. That the chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to the chapter of the cow. So how many chapters we have right now in Al-Ahzab? We have 33, 32 according to this, he's not sure. But right now we have 286 verses in the chapter of the cow, unless you are a follower of what's his name, Khalifa, you know, then you have 285 or 284. He took some verses from some chapters. 286 verses Al-Ahzab. Let us see Al-Ahzab together, how many verses it is. This is the chapter of Al-Ahzab. We go to the end. Here it says 73. How many missing in one chapter? Why Muslims, they lie to Muslims? Why they are bragging about preserving Quran when this is the mother of the believer, Aisha, confirming that the chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to the chapter of the cow. We have 213 verses missing in one chapter alone. Do we need even to continue with the proofs and reference? Do you see the hypocrite? Do you see the liars? Do I need to make a book? I mean, this is alone is enough. Look, the whole page is talking about how the Quran is gone. This is only in one book written by the Imam Al-Suyut. So this is the Imam reporting 57 stories, and each story reporting massive loss of the Quran. And this is not an atheist website. This is a Muslim website. Don't fool yourself, think that this is a website made by Christians or by non-Muslims. No, this is a very Muslim website.